very good evening to you. Welcome to the Thursday edition of the show. Promise to be exciting as always. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Well, of course, there's a lot lined up for your viewing pleasure tonight. Of course, tonight is Thursday. We will touch down in Washington, link up with our friend Sonny Young at some point on the show. Of course, we'll also talk about the CAF Confederation Cup. Our teams now know their opponents. Hopefully, we'll get some reactions from the handlers of the teams, talking about the coaches, the coach of Rangers, the Flying Antelopes, and of course the coach of Yimba. Hopefully things will work out and we'll be able to get their views about their opponents. Of course, we'll talk about the Handball League currently going on. We'll take you through some results, take you through fixtures as well. We'll also spare a thought for what's going down in the world of football. Talking about is the season of friendlies. We'll talk about that on the show as well. There's a lot to talk about. The Rugby World Cup currently going on as we speak in Shanghai. Of course, there's a lot of tennis going on. I mean, a lot to choose from on the show tonight. We'll do our best to cover a lot of ground all for you. Okay, so that's the outlook of the show tonight. Let's bring you into all that we're doing on the show. We want you to be a part of what we're doing. Just in case you're watching us for the first time, this is how you can be a part of this show. Of course, you can give your opinions on issues raised on this show. You can talk to us Facebook. You can talk to us on Twitter. Facebook channels have sports. That's how you can get your views across. And on Twitter at channels_sports. That verified handle we always like to brag about. You can get your views across to us. Let us know how you feel. Is there something we should be talking about that that I did not mention? How did I forget the Golden Eaglets? They've touched down in Brazil. Five-time world champions, the Golden Eaglets. Of course, the Super Eagles in Singapore already preparing for that blockbuster friendly against Brazil. Today, Brazil and the Teranga Lions of Senegal played a one-all draw. We'll talk about that on the show as well. We'll also take a look at the quest for Nigeria to pick a spot at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Talking about rugby, we'll talk about that for you on the show tonight. Before we go to Washington, let's quickly take this piece of news coming from Ondo State. You know, we've always talked about the culture that we're beginning to see in Nigeria. Talking about the marathon culture, the activities lined up to, I mean, a lot of sporting activities lined up to keep fit. And what's in the news is that the Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, has become the latest addition to the increasing high-profile guest of the 2019 Ondo car race. Like we said, a lot of races springing up here and there, a lot of sporting activities that you would love to see. This car race will flag off on Friday, the 8th of November in Akure. That's when it's going to flag up. The Ondo State governor that's talking about Rotimi Akeredolu, who engaged in a two-way drag race with industrialist Michael Adeojo in last year's edition, has also confirmed his appearance at this year's event. Organizers of the event said that the event will definitely be an improvement on last year's edition. The two-day event will be flagged off with drifting sessions by racers that are expected to assemble from different parts of the country. He also hinted that there have been a couple of racers who will be joining from the United Kingdom. That's very, very good. You love to see all of these things. A lot of people will argue that some things can't happen in Nigeria, but when you see all of these things, it makes you very happy that we can get it right if we put our minds to it. Kudos to the organizers, kudos to the Ondo State governor and all the dignitaries and people that have ensured that this is going to happen.
3 minutes more. Less than 1 minute to go. Less than a minute to go. 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
All right, welcome back. Let's just come home now and talk about what's happening in the Handball League. Let's give you some results and talk about what happened on day 6. Let's start with the guys. You see some of the results from today. Very sure it's going to come up on your screen shortly. There you have it. Bonnie Spiders, of course, losing to Prison Key Boys, 28 points to 30. You have the Defenders beating COS Shooters, 37 points to 31. You have Winner Kings beating Plateau Peaks 29 points to 26. Very close game in that one. You have Kano Pillars defeating Sokoto Rima 26 points to 14. Niger United beating Carter Stars 29 points to 19. Lagos Seasiders edged Safety Shooters 25 points to 24 in a very, very close game in this series of handball. Let's talk about the ladies quickly. Let's talk about the ladies. There you have it. The ladies, match day 6, the results from the 2019 Handball Premier League. You have the Owena Queens losing to Kada Queens, 30 points to 37. You also have Plateau Peacocks defeating Abia Valiant, 27 points to 16. You have Ghana Police. No surprise. Just in case you're wondering, it's one of the teams in the Nigeria Handball League. Ghana Police beating Defender Babes 36 points to 29. All right, so let's allow you to listen to some of the coaches speaking immediately after the games today. Let's listen to some officials from Kano Pillars and Borno Spiders speaking on the Handball League.
It has been impressive. We had the first phase sometimes in April, and there were whipping teams. But this time around, teams are prepared. So very impressed with all the teams, and it's one difficult championship to participate in. Last year we were 6th, and what we needed to do was the government is very interested in in pillars. You know, we have football, basketball. It's a branded name, Kano Pillars. So the government took more interest in handball. And we are well funded, I must tell you. The government is doing well for the team. And anyone that has this opportunity to be funded by the government needs to do more. So we are very determined from the first phase, and we are keeping the tempo high.
What we are seeing on ground is a little bit better than what we have seen in the first phase in Abuja. Here we see the teams improving day in, day out. And you see new players coming into the team. Like even in my team, I have to bring new youth players to cope up with some of where we were having lapses in the first phase. And so far, so good. It's promising because it is showing development in the game. Situations before now where we were playing other leagues, we don't have the first and the second phase. We only play the first phase and then you go. You either see much display of talent at this second phase compared to what we have seen in the first phase, or you see improvement in some of the players and in the teams as well, because it gives the team a sense of belonging, whether the team will progress or not. There are teams who perform better who perform good in Abuja. Here you find out there is depreciation, and some are maintaining their standard, and that's the most exciting thing about the league. We are lagging behind in terms of infrastructures and even equipment. But with the coming of this new board on ground right now, we have been having tournaments. We hope to have more tournaments, because it's only when you play championship tournaments and leagues that you know the standards of the players you have. Where you play less tournaments, you wouldn't know the competency of each of the players. You wouldn't know how talented some of these players are, because some will not have the opportunity to showcase. But if we keep on having more of this, for instance, if we can have 4 tournaments in a year, in the complete season, it goes a long way. Well, it has been a tradition playing sports in Borno, and the team has been existing for decades. I have been part of the youth team myself. My first international tournament was 1985, and we have been able to sustain that up to this moment. So we have come a long way playing handball in Borno. It's not just because of the insurgency and then we break and we say there is, no, it has been part and parcel of us. So it has become a tradition to play the game there. It's quite entertaining and it's quite exciting at the stage we are right now. We expect to be within the first 6 teams and to remain in the league for this season before we now think of what to do in the next coming season.